Oh, shit.
Walker easily overpowered the Flag Smasher and told Sam that Battlestar had been captured. The two immediately split up to search. Meanwhile, Battlestar, knocked unconscious earlier, had been tied up in a bathroom. He managed to cut through his ropes with a small knife he kept on him and began looking for Walker. At this point, Walker and the Winter Soldier teamed up with Sam in a lobby showdown against 3 Flag Smashers. And despite their rather questionable teamwork, the Flag Smashers gradually started to lose ground. But then, out of nowhere, one of the Flag Smashers grabbed Walker from behind, holding him still. From the shadows, Carly charged in with a dagger aimed to kill. Just in time, Battlestar arrived. He had no idea Walker had taken the serum. Without hesitation, he dove to stop Carly, only to be sent flying by a single punch. Everyone froze. Even the Flag Smashers were stunned. How could a regular human survive a full-powered punch from a super soldier? Walker rushed to Battlestar's side, calling out to him again and again.
One more.
Carly and the others, realizing something had gone wrong, quickly fled the scene. Walker's eyes locked onto one of the Flag Smashers. He gave chase like a man possessed. The Smasher pushed over a stone block to slow him down, but it was useless. Walker hurled his shield, followed by a brutal series of strikes that pinned the man to the ground. The Smasher begged, saying over and over, "It wasn't me," but the irony? That Flag Smasher had once idolized Captain America as a child, but now he was killed by that very same shield while committing acts of terror. From this moment on, Walker's life changed forever. The image of him executing a surrendering enemy in the street, paired with his act of avenging a fallen brother in arms, instantly turned his reputation from universally condemned to widely debated. So, the big question remains: was Walker wrong to kill that man? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. The story moves into Episode 5. After taking down the Flag Smasher, Walker sprints into a deserted factory, burning with anger and regret. Why did he bring Battlestar here? Why did he act alone? Why couldn't he protect his teammate? Blaming everything on himself, he kneels in silence, gripping the blood-stained shield. But this isn't the time to grieve.
Time to go to work.
Soon Bucky and Sam track him down. By now the world has seen what Walker did on the street. Sam urges him to come clean, to explain everything that happened, and then...
You gotta give me the shield, man.
A flicker of disbelief flashes in Walker's eyes. So, this is what they came for.
You don't want to do this? Yeah, we do.
Seeing how determined they are, Walker understands. If he wants revenge on Carly, he'll have to go through them first. A fierce fight breaks out. By now, the serum has fully kicked in. Walker holds his own against both super soldiers. He knocks Sam down with a well-timed strike, then goes one-on-one with Bucky. They fight brutally over the shield, clashing with full force. Walker kicks Sam aside and hurls the shield into Bucky, sending him flying across the room. Fueled by rage, he pins Bucky down and unloads his emotions.
Why are you making me do this?
Why are you making me do this?
Bucky hits a power line and passes out from the shock. Sam tries to yank the shield away using his flight gear, but he's no match for Walker's raw strength. That's when Walker snaps. He throws Sam to the ground, rips off his own helmet, grabs Sam's wings, and screams.
I am Captain America.
The wings break with a loud crack. Walker raises the shield high above Sam's head. Just then, Bucky regains consciousness and rushes in. He throws punch after punch, but Walker still has the upper hand. Sam joins back in. They finally pin Walker's arm to the wall. Sam overloads his thrusters, and together they rip the shield from Walker's grasp. Walker still wanted to keep fighting, but with one arm out of commission, he was no match. The Winter Soldier took him down with a clean combo, knocking him out cold. And just like that, Walker was out, and the shield was back in Falcon's hands. Not long after, Walker is brought to court. The brutal public killing has left a stain too deep to ignore. His title as Captain America is stripped, all his military honors gone. He yells at the council in vain. That night, he visits Battlestar's family. They're heartbroken, but they don't blame Walker. They know he lost everything trying to avenge their son. He doesn't tell them the truth, that the real killer is still out there. Only Walker knows. The job isn't finished. Seeing a mural of himself on the street, the shadow cast behind him marks a turning point. That night, Walker forges a new shield from scrap metal. He engraves the 3 medals he earned with Battlestar into it. He swears he will take Carly down. The next night, the Flag Smashers launch their final attack. Their target, the entire GRC Council. Sam and Bucky leap into action. Sam goes after the hostages in the helicopter. Bucky races to rescue those trapped in 2 trucks. He manages to stop one, but the second is pulling away. That's when a familiar voice cuts through the chaos.
Morgan Thaw! Let's finish this.
I didn't mean to kill your friend.
You don't think Lamar's life mattered?
Not to my fight. I just want the people on that truck.
Walker threw his homemade shield with all his might, but it was kicked away by Carly. It was clear the makeshift shield was no match for the original vibranium one. The surrounding Flag Smashers swarmed Walker, overwhelming him in a brutal beatdown. His shield was dented with every punch, each blow leaving a deeper mark. Just then, Bucky arrived to assist after completing his rescue mission. But this version of Bucky lacked the will to fight. After only a few moves, he was knocked back by a Flag Smasher, skidding across the floor before falling off the platform despite trying to brake. Still, he had bought Walker a moment to catch his breath. The scene shifts. Walker had already taken down 3 Flag Smashers in quick succession. Now, his eyes locked on Carly. Fueled by rage, Walker charged through her attacks and forced her into a corner. But as they entered a tighter space, the tide turned. Walker's wide, powerful swings were useless in the confined area, while Carly used her smaller frame to dodge and counter. She seized the moment and kicked Walker to the ground. With that obstacle out of the way, Carly rushed to drive a truck full of hostages off the building. As it neared the edge, she jumped out, leaving the vehicle teetering dangerously. Inside, the trapped senators cried and prayed, seemingly resigned to their fate. Walker caught up just in time. He saw the truck on the verge of falling, and his enemy Carly escaping.
Lamar.
Walker made his choice. He grabbed the falling truck and tried to pull it back, but a few remaining Flag Smashers attacked him, causing him to fall with them. At that moment, the truck was suddenly stabilized. It was Sam, finally returning from the air to save the day. Below, Bucky helped the injured Walker back to his feet. It seemed that moment had changed something between them. Bucky was finally starting to respect Walker. All the senators were saved, and the Flag Smashers were retreating. Carly was eventually cornered in a warehouse by Sam. During the chaos, Sharon shot and killed her. Meanwhile, Walker and Bucky blocked the escape of the remaining Flag Smashers. With the mission over, Walker patted Bucky on the shoulder. The two had finally become teammates.
Lincoln? Really?
Great man. Great quote.
Not when you say it.
If you paid close attention, you might have noticed many of Walker's scenes pay tribute to the original Captain America. Unlike Steve Rogers, the symbol of purity and virtue, Walker was an ordinary man granted extraordinary power. He had doubts, made mistakes, and was once consumed by rage. But in the end, he chose to save lives instead of seeking revenge. And through that choice, he found redemption. In the final scenes, Walker meets with the mysterious Contessa. He replaces the blue on his uniform with black, signaling his rebirth. He may never become Captain America, but he's ready to be his own man, U.S. agent. Walker is prepared to take on missions with his new identity, though he didn't expect to wait 4 years. In the upcoming Thunderbolts film, John Walker returns, teaming up with Yelena Belova, Taskmaster, Red Guardian, Ghost, Bucky, and more anti-heroes. I, for one, can't wait to see what Walker brings to the team. That's it for his story. See you next time.